Hi, I'm Kevin Klein. I want to talk today about the housing crisis in Winnipeg. Prices going up. We're having bidding wars once again when people put their homes up for sale. Why is that? Supply and demand. Now, there's a few reasons for that supply and demand, offshore investments, the Airbnb world, or that short-term rentals, however you would like to refer to them. That is creating, issues with our housing. But other issues are that we're not developing, we're not building enough homes in the city of Winnipeg. And then when we do build them, it takes forever. I'm exaggerating, but it does feel like it takes forever. And if you talk to some developers, like those that are trying to develop LeMay Forest, they'll tell you, I wrote about this last week in the Winnipeg Sun, they're suffering major delays. And it's been delayed even longer, which could lead to a lawsuit and millions of taxpayer dollars having to be paid out because of these unnecessary delays. What does that remind you of? Parker Lands. How many millions did that court case cost? You and I, the taxpayers. But the problem's the same, right? That's what's been consistent, is the planning and permitting department. Now, last year, early this year, the mayor came out and said he had an ambitious goal. He wanted to see 8,000 residences built in the city of Winnipeg. That was Mayor Gillingham. And that's great. You want to have an objective. You have to have something to work towards. You have to make sure that we are a development city and that we're a customer service city. That was his objective. That's what he was going to do. And I've heard other media reports tell us that we are on track to meet that objective. Unfortunately, that's false. And we have the facts. The fact of the matter is, according to CMHC, who just put out recent data, single housing starts in the city of Winnipeg are down 23%. We're the fourth worst. We're in the top 5. Victoria, Vancouver, and Hamilton are worse than us. But our housing starts are actually down 23%. But that doesn't stop there. All housing starts in Winnipeg are down a staggering 81% compared to last year. A figure unmatched by any other city in Canada. Now I want to put this into perspective. Saskatoon is down as well. They're down 74%. And London, Ontario is down 50%. Overall, the CMHC states in their report that total housing, including single, detached, and all other types, so duplexes, multifamily, fourplexes, all of that, has decreased by 67% in Winnipeg year over year. We're down 67%. Only 2 other major metropolitan areas in Canada with populations greater than 10,000 have seen a greater decrease. For example, Brantford, Ontario, smaller community, is down 80%, and Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo is down 69%. Now, if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture for Manitoba, we're having a problem. Because compared to all other provinces in Canada, Manitoba has experienced the most significant decrease in all housing starts over the last 12 months. We are down as a province 62%. Saskatchewan is the only other province that is down compared to last year for housing starts, and they're down by 20%. Manitoba is down by 62%. That largely falls because of the numbers in Winnipeg and the decrease there. I mean, this is a bleak picture. All's not lost. I mean, we know why this is happening. We know that the bureaucracy at the city of Winnipeg is hurting us. We know that planning and permitting is taking far too long. We need to see these projects take off. For example, if Parker Lands had been built, there would already be close to 5,000 new residences in the city of Winnipeg. That's more than half of the mayor's objective of 8,000. Let's think about the Polo Park lands. Remember, they were going to build 2 tall buildings there with condos and more homes for people to live in. Stopped. Studies by the city, studies by the province. Where is that now? What about the Water Tower District? There's been an opportunity sitting there for years. I think that's now moving forward. I talked to somebody from Shindico in my column in the Winnipeg Sun, and they feel positive about that. They're hoping that that really moves along fast, and they're ready to invest. But it has to happen sooner rather than later, because when we wait, housing prices continue to rise in Winnipeg. Supply and demand. It's basic economics. This is not rocket science. It's supply and demand. And the longer we wait, you and I both know, everybody knows, that the prices are continuing to go up. Prices on wood, labor prices, getting labor to come to Manitoba. They have nowhere to live. If we can't bring people here to build houses because we have no place for them to live, how do we build more houses? So it's a really bad catch-22. And I talked to another developer, John Winthrop, and I put his quotes in my column in the Winnipeg Sun, but he talked about the need for customer service. And he's right. We have to take a customer service approach to development. Because the more supply we have, the lower the price of housing will be. The more units we have to rent, the lower the price for renting units will be. We need development. We need that business happening because it attracts more people to our city. More people means more business opportunities. Larger businesses will look at opening or moving to Winnipeg because housing is affordable and their staff will come there. That's what they're thinking, right? They don't look at a lot of other factors. What are the tax rates and how is the housing so that we can bring in staff and how much does it cost for staffing in that province based on housing, food, all of that. Right now, our housing, although some people say it's better than anywhere in Canada, it's getting worse. It's going up because of supply and demand. And our development is going down. And those are the facts. They're irrefutable. That's why, as a city councillor, I advocated strongly to introduce a planning commission. Get city councillors out of the way. Not that they're doing it wrong, but having politicians involved in decisions that they have no knowledge about, no expertise in, is wasting your time and my time, and it adds nothing but time to the process. We need to eliminate that. It's not a negative against elected officials. It's just understanding where your place is on the bus. And you shouldn't be driving elected officials. Even myself, when I was there, I said, I shouldn't be making those decisions. I don't understand city planning. We have experts for that. So let's put together a planning commission that can make those decisions and make changes within our system. And if you're looking at the planning and permitting department and you see the economic potential, the potential to build more homes means more property taxes for us. But it means more jobs and it means more people coming to our city. It's an economic opportunity. And that's what I want our city officials and provincial officials to look at this as. An investment opportunity into the city of Winnipeg and the province of Manitoba. We have to invest now into improving our system for permitting and development. We have to. There's no two ways about it. We have to do this or our supply and demand will continue to be an issue, housing prices will continue to go up, and we'll continue to have more people not being able to afford to live in a home or an apartment anywhere in the province of Manitoba. We can't have that. We need to make the investment into the planning and permitting department and be pushing development, getting them in and out the door as quickly as we can so that homes are getting built, so that the prices are sustainable. That's what I think. You know, when I talked to a couple of the other developers, they told me like none of them ever want to really talk out loud because they're afraid their projects will get delayed in the process. And that's just sad. But I really don't think it's all bad. I don't think that we're in a dire situation. We know what the problem is. We just need our leaders and individuals to say the time for change is now. So let's look at that as an investment into our city because it will pay dividends. The more money we invest, the more money we get back long term. Because 8,000 new residences in the city of Winnipeg, that's 8,000 new homes paying property taxes. And maybe that means 8,000 more people buying services and products here in the city of Winnipeg, which means more jobs. And they're going to maybe open a business, which means more jobs and more revenue for the city of Winnipeg. We cannot see planning, development, permitting as an expense. I said that as a city councillor. I mean it today. We have to see it as the engine that runs the city of Winnipeg. My hope is that city officials will listen. that will take steps today and make those changes, because you and I deserve that, because we're getting hurt by the bureaucracy in the planning and property and development department today.